Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. I'll ask for in return this video to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of the video, guys. Right after this chart analysis, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. And that's something you can become part of too. And we look forward to having you join us. So, Ocgn stock, Ocugen Inc. It's been a little while since I've talked about it. The last time I talked about it was as it was going down towards $6, hit the fives, took off, then the momentum started to fall. It was consolidating, and I've talked about it plenty of different times, how this stock was in a very stagnant position. It seemed to have run off of momentum, and every single time this runs, it has ran on news, right? Well, the same way it's ran on news, it has collapsed on news, and this was a big moment in time back in June on when this stock fell all the way back to $4 and some change, jumped back up, and so far, every single video before that, I always said, if you're not trying to be in this long, this is a great momentum play because on the drops, there's usually a reversal of some type of upward trend, whether it's 10%, 5%, 50%, 100%, 80%, whatever it is. It's all about trying to catch the dip and riding it back up like any other trade that you would do, or swing trade, or whatever the strategy is as an investor. I have said that this has been a great momentum play, as you could just see in the chart. Now, waiting for that perfect timing to ride it all the way up to those spikes and squeezes has been a lot more difficult than actually just looking at the chart on the pullbacks, the jumps, pullbacks and jumps, pullbacks, jumps, pullbacks, jumps, and so forth. So this stock fell to the fours, jumped back up to the nines, has fallen back down to the six, just touched the sevens not too long ago, giving about almost a 30% jump, and now it's pulling back down. So I decided to make a video because it's been some time. A lot of investors have asked me if I have any updates, and I really haven't had any updates because nothing special has been going on with Ocugen since the last times we've talked about it. But this article came out last week, and I think it's very important for investors to be aware of it and actually have some type of shift in tone of their approach, their thoughts, and goals with Ocgn Inc. And I've said it since way back then, and more now since the FDA approval has been actually pushed back tremendously. So we're going to read this together. I'm going to do a chart analysis for you guys, and we're going to jump right over to everything that I have to share with you guys. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys that you won't want to miss, and the ticker symbols I mentioned this morning. So Ocugen likely can't get a boost from the FDA until 2023. Okay, there's two things going on right now for Ocugen. Ocugen has used the Covaxin vaccine as a vehicle to get more attention, get more funding. They've done offerings and grow in their share price. I mean, they were literally a penny stock below $1, ran up, and so forth. Now, in the long term, for those that are long and believe in this company and in this transactional opportunity with Ocugen and Covaxin by Bharat Tech Company over in India, and they have a partnership, then going long might work for you, but you want to be aware of how long it might take, right? So one of the things is that Covaxin now has been a vehicle, like I stated, for Ocugen to get some type of funding through their offerings, and they have cash on hand. So Ocugen is in a position that if they use that offering very well, they can actually grow the company more on their trials of what they really focus on, which is eye care and the disease of sight loss, right? Losing sight and actually being able to cure the eyes, because that's really what they focus on, ophthalmology or ophthalmologist. I'm not sure which one you would refer to, but the science of, eyesight, basically. Let's put it that way. I'm not a scientist, but that's what they focus on. So now they have more funding to do more research, and that's been a big part of Ocugen's growth to staying at these levels, and then the hope of, obviously, Covaxin. Now, Borat Biotech has developed Covaxin, and Ocugen was awarded 45% of any profits from the sales of the vaccine in the US and Canada. So there has been expansions as well. But the FDA is expecting Ocugen to do trials here in the US market before pushing it out, and it won't be until at least 2023, maybe late 2022 if things speed up, for this to actually move forward. Now, I also found another article stating how Ocugen won't start making a profit until around 2023 in general. So a lot of things for the company itself, Ocugen, is pushing forward. And then on top of that, the catalyst of having that type of 45% royalty, basically, of selling and making that profit from Covaxin is going to push Ocugen to newer levels that have not been seen, and it could probably be a huge catalyst till then. So there's two ways to look at this, like I've stated: momentum trading, or try to catch the dips if you really believe in this long term. But I did want to state this so investors are aware. Now, another thing that could happen to this stock is if there's more news that seems to be promising, another short squeeze in the future, because short squeezes have nothing to do with the news or the fundamentals. It just has to do with driving up the price and a huge spike in retail interest, pushing the shorts to have to cover. That could happen again. I mean, it's happened a few times, but when it happened here, there was a lot of hope and speculation behind FDA approval, the approvals of Covaxin being added onto Ocugen with those transactional business agreements, and then here we are finally knowing everything. There's no more speculation and hype, no more buy the rumor, sell the news. Everything's crystal clear. It's going to take till 2023. So the chances of a short squeeze, again, are a little bit lower this time than any time before, but it is a possibility as well. So short squeeze is one strategy if it even happens. Buying the dips for those that are long, or momentum trading this, as you can see in the chart. So those are the three ways I would look at this according to where I stand as an investor. And I just wanted to put that out there. So OCGN, where does it stand? Well, the lowest point that it reached was the $4.70. I would just go ahead and round that up to almost $5. Let's not worry about the $4.70 right now. If it breaks through $5, $4.70 is your support, but $5. Now the second lowest point is right here at $6. I'll just round that down. So keep those levels in mind. But right now, in the more narrow perspective, what's going on? Well, we have the support of $6.78. If that gets broken through, I would watch that carefully and see if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up. And if the bears continue to tear this down, the next support level will be $6.38, and I would watch how it reacts within those areas, right, between those two supports. Now, the first resistance level is the highest point before the dip in the pre-market going into the opening market, and that's $7.06. If that gets broken through and turned into a support, the bulls can continue pushing upwards, and the highest point in the pre-market is key for this to continue the momentum, and that is $7.19. And if that can be turned into a support, the bulls will get one step closer to going into bullish territory, reaching newer highs and new resistance levels. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And all I ask for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if you want to gain access to all the stocks I watch daily and even weekly, you can join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and we look forward to having you join us. Stay tuned. The ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is a penny stock that is actually making itself more and more interesting the more it continues to dip, but obviously there's a lot of speculation and hype behind it. So before we look at that chart and everything about it, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together through the volatility of the market. And that's something you can become part of too. And we look forward to having you join us. So I talked about TYME this morning, STAF. XBIO, and IKT. So our worst performers was STAF and IKT. They gave small jumps of 3 to 5% as they went down and spiked up. And XBIO and TYME were our home run plays of the day, guys. This is how it resulted, and this is what the charts were showing. So we talked about these in the pre-market after dipping and consolidating. Started to push upwards about 5 to 10%, fell back down and dipped and ran up quickly in just a matter of a few minutes about 10 to 20%, pulled back down and ran up again to a highest point of nearly 30% plus. But I stayed here 25% plus because it was between 25% to 30% and nearly just breaking through 30% at those spikes, right? So that was phenomenal. Pulled back down and had another nice run of about 10 to 15%. So this gave multiple opportunities since we started watching it, and that's why I always say timing and execution is everything. Now, this is TYME. We caught this one after it ran in the pre-market. I was doing research, pulled back down. It was looking pretty interesting, and it was at a nice point of dip. If it went a little bit lower, it was looking like an even bigger opportunity, and if it started to run, it was going to show strength, and it certainly did that. It jumped up nearly 20% plus in the pre-market, and in a very volatile way came back down, came back up, and consolidated, and right at the bell, it pulled back and jumped up nearly a 20% plus jump once again, pulled back down, ran again for another 5 to 10%, and then at the lowest point of the day right here, at this point of 145, right there, just a few minutes after the bell, going into almost an hour, it started to reverse, and it went up to a highest point since I mentioned it, and even at that point right there, a highest point of 25% plus, guys. So if you want to gain access to the stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and no matter what volatility the market throws at us, whether the stock market continues to go higher or even pulls back in the coming days, weeks, or months, or it doesn't even pull back and it just continues to run in that bullish pattern, we will continue to look for opportunities daily. So what's the stock you want to add to your watch list? Well, this is a stock I've traded a few months back when it had some volatility, and it gave us a nice home run opportunity of 20% plus in a single day. But this stock here, in the last several days and even weeks, it has been in a downward pattern, right? And it got just worse on the beginning of June and then the middle of June. Then going into the midpoint of July, it pulled back, jumped up a little bit, and it just collapsed under 50 cents, guys. This stock is presenting itself as a huge opportunity because of the fact that when you look at the chart, it's at its most lowest point. It's very speculative, very risky because of the business model and where it's located. A lot of people right now are not looking at Chinese companies as the best, but that's where it's located and where it performs its business. But from a technical and opportunistic standpoint, this is a stock that I will be watching if it gets closer to 40 cents, 30 cents, and probably take on the risk of the speculation if there's a slight reversal. And I'm not really looking for anything big. I wouldn't really look at the whole entire chart and say, oh, well, I'm going to wait until it's $12 again or wait until it's $4. Nothing like that. I'm just looking for a quick opportunity. And this is definitely a stock to watch moving forward. I mean, if it continues to dip even worse, well, then probably I'll have to put a stop loss or a trailing stop loss to go ahead and get me out of that position if it doesn't make sense. But this is a very speculative play. I do want to emphasize that. And I came across this article, and this is the same exact thing I was thinking when I read it and what I was thinking when I saw the chart. So it stated that MedX market price of 58 cents offers the impression of an exciting value play. So when you read through this, it talks a little bit about their business, how they hit those highs up there of $4 back in February, and some change in its lowest value so far is 53 cents. And we're actually below that now, right? This was back posted on July 23rd. That was Friday. Today's Monday, and it went even lower, right? And if you put here the 1 minute, you could see how this stock actually dipped down to 45 cents and ran up to 51. So it gave a nice little jump of 10% today alone. So it might even give small jumps of 5 to 10% opportunities within these falls, but it fell right back down and it's kind of fighting to get back up. What I'm really looking at is building a small position for the opportunity, and I'm just here to enlighten you guys on the stock that I'm watching. that may seem to be opportunistic, especially since they've been beating their earnings in the last several reports. And that's one of the biggest things that has led me to trade this stock through its momentum. And here it is coming up August 28th, guys. So if this continues to fall, heading towards that, it might be an opportunity if earnings are beat or beyond expectations or pretty close to it. You know, if it's just a terrible earnings, then it really will reflect in the chart and it's going to be even more of a penny stock. But right now, there's a lot of concern with this sector, with this niche, because this isn't the only stock that's getting hit in its same sector. If you guys are familiar with EDU, it's in the same sector, same niche, and it's been hit hard since way back on the 23rd. You can see that drop 22nd to 23rd, the 26th to the 23rd, well, the 23rd to the 26th, which is today, jumped up and it keeps on pulling down. So this is another stock I'm watching as well. So this is a bonus stock. They're both literally the same thing, just different valuations in different companies, but they're both in the same situation, same niche, and the same risk, right? Because they're speculative and they're nearly worthless at this point because of how much they've fallen. But if they gain momentum and some type of reversal heading towards their earnings, there might be some point of speculation and hype that can probably prop these back up several percentages. And I mean, it's jumping 5 to 10% daily, so that's something I'm going to be watching as well for small jumps. But I'm not really focusing on that for this because there's no momentum right now. If anything, these are falling knives, and it's all about building a small position for me at this point to see where it goes. I hope you guys learned something new, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just here to enlighten you guys on the opportunities I'm watching and why I'm watching them. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.